want to welcome everybody to Sit.Feel.Heal Center, Thursday night group. My name's Joe. Really happy that you're here. So good to see you. Feels like I have been. I was out most of November. Got that chest infection thing that my kid had, and I thought I scathed. I'm like, I didn't get it. And I lead groups in some rehabilitation centers around town, and circled up and everybody's coughing and no one's covering their nose and God knows what they're bringing in. And I'm like, damn it. And sure enough, I got it. But feeling better. I'm really happy to be here. For anybody that's new, make yourself comfortable. The only thing you need, the only requirement, but not even a requirement, is just curiosity. You're in the right place. If you want some tea, you can be curious at the front over there. And if you're curious about the bathroom, it's right around the corner over there. And we'll do a little arriving meditation. I'll give a little talk, and then we'll a little stretch break in between, and then do a little bit longer of a meditation, usually like 20, 25 minutes. And afterwards, there's some time reserved for questions, reflections. But anytime, if there's something you want me to slow down and explore more, just let me know. And yeah, there's some blankets and cushions, so make yourself comfortable. So just taking a few moments to arrive in this moment, feeling the body in the seat, cushion, making any of those adjustments that you might need. Taking a look around the room, make eye contact with somebody. You can give a little head nod. You don't have to play look away. Make it all awkward. Come on. Just checking out your space, letting the body settle in, picking a place to rest your eyes. If you want to leave your eyes open, maybe just downcasting your eyes to the floor, softening the gaze, and gently closing your eyes. And just notice the mind. Notice if the mind is distracted. The mind is tired. Without judgment, we just notice what we're coming in with. Maybe this is the first time today that you've checked in this internal landscape. These thoughts, these emotions that we try to leave at the door are here. And without efforting or trying to make anything different, let's just let those thoughts, those emotions rest in the background, and just kind of the back of the mind. And checking into what else is present. Feeling the feet, the seat, these points of contact. You've arrived. There's no effort needed to be sitting in this chair, this floor, this earth. Totally capable of holding you right now. So what would it feel like to be held for these next few moments at least? And staying with this effortless awareness, we notice the breath. It's dear old friend, the breath, just breathing. No need to change the way you're breathing right now. Just notice where you feel the breath coming in, feel the breath going out. Expand this awareness to sound, taste, smell, and seeing. Even with the eyes closed, there's shapes, there's colors, mental images left over from a thought, because there's still thoughts. Of course. But now you have choice. When you feel yourself distracted and a thought, feeling, acknowledge it. Come back. Feet, seat, sounds, or breath. You get to choose. Place to rest. Gentle invitation. You've arrived. This is what this moment has to offer. And life in general can be carrying a lot, especially this time of year. It's a lot that arises, past things, feelings that we haven't even thought about. So whatever you're holding right now, stress, rupture, overwhelm, can you just give it space? And within this space, can you use your imagination and just picture something soothing or calming, a shape, a color, place in nature, something that inspires spaciousness or calm. Maybe that's where you get to rest tonight. As you hear these words, as you connect with folks, stay connected with this, with you, the goodness that is you. Let's just transition here with a few breaths together. So on the count of three, I just invite you, gently breathe in through the nose and just let the air fall out the mouth. So on three, 1, 2, 3, in, let it go. Again, slowly in, really big, and let it go. And really push it out here. Get it all out. One more, really slowly in. Imagine you're filling up a balloon. Hold it just for a moment at the top, and on the out breath, make some noise. Just let the breath breathe on its own. Coming back into the room, taking a look around. So thank you for that. I reflect on this a lot. I offer a lot of groups, meditation groups, and more times than not, I'm rushing to get to the next group, rushing to get to a meditation group. Anybody rush here tonight? All right. Thanks for your honesty. Yeah. Super counterintuitive. I gotta fucking meditate. Let's go. Oh my God. But here you are. Here we are, right? A lot of us have been coming every week, for a long time. And this is our time together, and maybe there's a lot of new faces too, and it's just so inspiring to me. And you know, I don't know about you, but for a long time, I would go to meditation groups and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna leave all the shit at the door and just come and be hella meditated. And I'd come in and close my eyes, and everything's just fucking louder than it was outside. Anybody experience that? So the practice for me started to shift, where it's like, all right, you know, it's like, you know, being told you need to mellow out, right? I don't know. And people would tell me I need to mellow out. I'd be like, you mellow out, you know? So it's kind of my mind the same way. It's like, the more I told it to mellow out, it was like, you fucking mellow out. We got some things to think about, right? So we're just giving ourselves some space here tonight, and learning ways that we can give ourselves space. And even the parts that you wanted to leave at the door, they deserve a seat at the table. Because honestly, I don't think it's asking to be forgotten or fixed or healed. It's just asking to be seen and held and validated. In life in general, and I was thinking about this, like, life in general is stressful. Life is stressful more often than not. And there's a lot of rupture in our lives. And this time of year, it's like we're it's really counterintuitive time of year, where everything around us is slowing down and getting, kind of colder and, darker, and our nervous systems want to do that. But then we got to go to Thanksgiving. We got to go to fucking Christmas. We got to go to these parties. We got to go. Better set a good intention this year and fucking follow through. It's like, and we're kind of right in the middle of it right now, so the rupture that has happened in our life, and maybe some of the actors that were involved in that rupture, that we have to see, and we got to be around. And the thing about rupture is there is repair, but the thing is that it's the repair, it gets overlooked a lot of times. And I learned this a lot um with raising a kid, because like I make a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of rupture. I think I'm a pretty good dad and pretty, but I make a lot of mistakes. And I remember one time, I would always like apologize, and I would see like, ah, man, that was off the cuff kind of thing, or that was something that was just ingrained, a way to respond to a simple thing. And I'd say sorry a lot to my kid. And one time he looked at me and goes, Dad, it's only a mistake if you don't learn from it. I'm like, ah, fuck, you know? Okay, what's to be learned? But what I learned from the rupture, that if there's repair, there's healing, right? So we come into these practices, and I think mindfulness for me, and I'm speaking from my experience. I don't know your experience, but I have a sense of it, because there's a lot of commonality here. Not a lot of us come to the doors like, all like, I'm gonna try meditation because life is so killer. It's usually like somebody told you that, yeah, maybe meditation will work for you. I don't know. Or it's kind of the last door in the block, or whatever they say. So what we're doing here really is repairing. We're repairing all the things from our life, and how we're repairing them is showing up for ourselves, being curious, not dismissing our experience, not trying to leave the stress, the worry, the doubt, low self-esteem, whatever it was you wanted to leave at the door. Stuff just wants to be seen and held. And how we see it is just know that it's here and not give it all the attention. That's the hard part. Or try to figure out, or like, you know, we get stuck in the why, and then we get stuck in the loop, and we know the why. But it's, can we, in our practice, through the simple practice in the beginning of just giving ourselves space, and how we do that is like we just did, is shifting focus to the feet, the seat, the sounds of the breath over and over again. The mind is going to think, right? And for me, that was super important to know that I had choice in where I could bring my attention, because I thought it was really breath focused and I had to focus on the breath. And that was kind of problematic for me. And I always thought I was doing it wrong. But when it was invited to look around and rest your eyes somewhere and just soften your eyes, maybe, that was super helpful for me. Or just feeling the feet on the ground, that was super helpful for me. I could come back to these places. And then over time, when we do that, the mind naturally starts relaxing, starts calming, right? Because we're not stuck in the loop, and we're coming to our senses. Like, that's a real thing, coming to our senses, letting the nervous system know that right now there's nowhere we need to go. Right now, in this moment, there's nothing we need to do. Right now, in this moment, there's no better you that you need to be or become. Right now, you can rest. It's giving ourselves permission. And a lot of times, I think that's why there's people here, is maybe there's been a little glimpses of, oh, that out breath, just like those out breaths that we did, right? With the catches, then we're searching for that. I want that, and then we come and it's not there. Our thoughts we're full of thoughts. But when we give ourselves space like this, and then the thoughts or the emotions arise, this is where that curiosity comes in. When we can let go of the story and just acknowledge whatever you're feeling in this moment, whatever it is, anger, frustration, worry, just acknowledge it, validate it. You can even say, yeah, of course you feel that way. Like, like you're talking to a younger self, literally, that didn't get that validation. Just validating that, yeah, it was a stressful day, or it's a stressful time. It's like, yeah, I just want to hunker down. Totally do. You know, just that can be a shift. And this is where the repair starts happening, you know, and within this space and this shift, we can not get stuck in the wound. Because I think that's what happens a lot of times. The thing that happened, but we don't dismiss it. But what we can start getting into in this space is the wounded part of us, the part of us that experienced that, and show up for that part with the kindness that is naturally arising already, the compassion that is right here waiting for you. It's what the Buddha spoke to as these innate heart qualities that we have: kindness, compassion, joy, and balance of mind. It's already here. We don't have to search. We've just been distracted. So we get to see him in this moment. We get to tap into them. We get to cultivate them. And if you don't experience any kindness tonight, or compassion, or joy, or balance, that's okay, because I feel that just you coming through the door tonight was a radical act of kindness toward yourself. So many other things you can be doing right now. There's a lot of good shit on Netflix right now. Check the fuck out. But you decided to check in. So just walking through that door, no matter what your experience is tonight, that quality of kindness is already being cultivated just by showing up. So maybe you can rest in that. And as you're sitting here and it's just a bombardment of thoughts and feelings, and you're definitely not meditating as you would want to, or you just think that's not meditating, but you sit through it, every thought, every feeling without reacting, that is compassion. Compassion isn't fixing, figuring out. Compassion is seeing and holding like you would a dear friend, right? Seeing if they need help, they can ask for help. And we try to fix or figure out, or, you know, you always think about it like, you're having a day and you're just kind of expressing it to someone and they're just giving you, well, you should do this. Why do you even feel that way? And it's like, fuck, will you just listen? Can you just hear me? Right. But what that is what they're doing is this is sort of codependency. See if I do it all the time. My kid's hurting. I'm trying to fix it. Not as much lately, but I still do. And it's like, because they're hurting, I'm hurting, right? So we need to figure out what the fuck's going on so that you're not hurting anymore, so I don't have to hurt. It's really selfish. So compassion is just holding, just like validating. And I've noticed that having conversations with folks is there's a reply there doesn't need to be a reply. You guys feel me on that? Just being heard, right? And sometimes it's just like, oh, there's a weight that's lifted because you were heard. So in the same way, that's what we're learning to do here, is just listen, be with. And how we listen, metaphorically, right? I say listen, not listening for your feelings, but letting it rise and pass, giving it space. And that's, one of these factors of the Buddhist path as well. And the Eightfold Path is the understanding that everything is the nature of birth and death, even the thoughts and emotions. They rise and pass. We can see it in real time, but they don't rise and pass if we're feeding the story. So I always feel like our practice, what we're learning here is, we're showing up for is first, to give ourselves a little sanctuary, give ourselves a little break. There's an intention here to turn our awareness inward. And first, it's just by the senses. We notice the mind drifts, we come back. Mind drifts, we come back. And when we can find this kind of spaciousness, that there's most of the thoughts are random. We'll notice, and there's some sticky emotions that are there still. But if there's enough space, you can investigate these emotions. You can be there for it a little bit. Instead of asking why I feel this way, it's what am I feeling right now? Oh, this is worry, or this is doubt. And more importantly, where do I feel that? Is my whole body tightening up? Can you feel the body tightening? Is my belly swirling, the chest? Ooh, can you put a hand there maybe? Breathe into it and watch. Watch it rise and pass. And you can just touch the edges. You don't need to dive in and, really. I always say, my brother would say it all the time. He was like, you just need to embrace that emotion or whatever. You need to embrace it. Like with this like stern, you need to embrace it. So I felt like giving it a headlock, right? You need to embrace it. It's like, no, you need to embrace it. Right? A warm embrace. And with within that embrace, in this space, there's grace for ourselves. Grace to make mistakes. We make mistakes. And like the guru Echo Clements once said, it's only a mistake if you don't learn from it. So what's to be learned? What's to be learned, right? Grace to be human. It's fucking clunky ass human experience, you know? And this poet Donna Faulds writes, there's no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt, containing a tornado, dam up a stream, and it will create a new channel, right? Resist, and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow, and grace will carry you to higher ground. And this is where the heart repairs, right? And when we show up for ourselves like this and we give ourselves that grace, that space, we can carry that into everything that we need to be doing this season, right? We're sitting at the table with Uncle Bill, fucking Uncle Bill. God damn it. We feel our feet, we feel the sea. Take a breath and maybe say, I'm going to go for a walk. We respond, we take care of ourselves, right? Just allowing, and part of this is it's almost a trust fall, right? It's like we want, we're here in the West and we want instant gratification. If you're like me, I'm a good junkie. I fucking want it right now. But it's not like that, right? It's giving ourselves grace. Grace is an instant. But it's trusting that just by showing up, kindness is already cultivating. Just by being with whatever thought, whatever feeling arises, is compassion. I almost feel like I'm saying space too much, but I'm going to say it again. And within this space is where we can see that there are little joys that are here. The really minute joys are the most important ones to really notice. The joy of being in a warm room, connecting with folks, can open up for the bigger joys in our life. The joy of this season, it's actually a beautiful time of year. Really is. It's one of my favorites, except for all the shit that we got to do. But I love this season. I love the way the trees look. I love the sun and the cool air. It's just like it's beautiful. It's a lot of joy. And when we're with that, when we're with the kindness, the compassion, we turn towards joy, the balance is naturally there. The balance of mind, and the balance, what the balance is in between the difficulties and in between the joys. It's not without the difficulties. It's not within the joy. It's somewhere right in between, appreciating the joy as you're experiencing it, as you're in it. What does joy feel like? Right? Anybody ever ask that? We know what worry feels like. We know what stress feels like. But be curious, what does joy feel like in the body, And we find balance. So again, curiosity is all you need, right? Especially for this group, this drop-in group, Thursday night, come explore. And if you want to go deeper into some practices, some Buddhist practices or some somatic healing practices, we offer stuff here. You can go deeper. do a course. There's um, Vajrapani. I just did a retreat up there. Mahayana Buddhism is fucking pretty intense and wild, but really beautiful. You know, I was taught through this tradition called Theravada tradition is like some of the oldest teachings, and I was really like it's Theravada, and it's like that's where it's at. You know, it's like all the other shit's bullshit, right? You know. But I went up to this retreat like just on the whim. I just needed a retreat, and it was so beautiful, and I related to so much. It's all the same shit. It's bringing us back to our heart, right? Sure, they bow a lot more and they worship deities. Cool, psychedelic. I like psychedelics, but explore. Uh, Insight Santa Cruz, they're Theravada Buddhism, and if you really want to get into some of the oldest teachings of the Buddha, some great teachings there. Movement, yoga, there's all kinds of stuff, you know? And come here. And come here on Thursday and be curious. Come here on Sunday, hang out with JP. Come here on one of the Wednesdays for the affinity groups. I want to encourage you to, you know, maybe even question that. What are you devoted to? Not in a bowing down way, right? And I've been asking myself that. I kind of got distracted a little bit for a few years. There's a whole story to it, but I don't want to get into it. And I didn't know where I was landing, and it's like I still had my meditation practice, but I wasn't really dedicated to any certain practice. I was trying a lot of things on, but what was missing for me was a devotion to something. And so reflecting on this word devotion, it's like, well, what does that mean to me? It just definitely doesn't mean worship or bowing down. But I was devoted to presence, to awareness, to showing up, you know, and all those things that I was experimenting with kind of come into a practice that looks like my own. And guess what? You can have a practice that looks like your own, taken from all kinds of different traditions, you know? I really believe that they're all leading us right here, right back home to the goodness that is already here, you know? It's right here. Yeah. So I appreciate you all for showing up for yourself tonight, showing up for me tonight, showing up for each other. It's like such a beautiful thing to witness. Yeah. Mm. Believe those are my words. Just take a couple moments here, take a few breaths. And as we gently shift our awareness inward, whether your eyes are open or closed, make any little adjustments to your posture, ways that feel a little bit more supportive. Maybe bring to mind that the image, something that represents spaciousness or calm or ease, color, a shape, just an image. And then just letting the awareness kind of trickle down your scalp. Maybe this color the shape can surround you. As you go down the scalp, face, the back of the head, the shoulders. Allowing the shoulders to just hang to the sides, soften, relax. And space wear so many masks. We soften the forehead, cheeks, the jaw. Let these masks fall off right now. This awareness going down, shoulder blades, the back, the chest, and the belly. Noticing this breath maybe here. Noticing if there's any tension, if you can invite these places to soften. Down your waist, your backs of your legs, tops of your legs, down to the feet, onto the floor. And just resting your awareness here at the soles of the feet. Imagining whatever's not serving you right now, thoughts, emotions, feelings, just to drain out the soles of your feet, through the foundation and into the earth. Let the earth hold it. And just taking some time here to connect. Connect with the place in your direct experience. Seeing, taste, smell, sound, touch, or the breath. Maybe one of these places is a place that you can bring your awareness back to when the mind is distracted in thought, weighed down by an emotion. These thoughts, these feelings, and they're happening. It's not a mistake. Doesn't mean you're doing something wrong here. That's actually an opportunity to practice letting go by just letting it be and shifting focus. The gentle in and out of the breath. Coming and going of sounds. Feet on the ground, body in the seat or the cushion. The shapes, the images you see. place to come home to, if only for a moment, before the next thought pulls you somewhere else. The next opportunity to welcome yourself back home. Remembering that nothing needs to be fixed right now. Nothing needs to be figured out. It's a gentle invitation to rest. A reminder that right now there's nowhere you need to go. Right now, there's nothing you need to do. And right now, there's no different you or better you that you need to be or become. And if this is enough, then rest here. But if you're feeling like you need some more space, you can use the imagination and imagine your awareness going outside these doors and connecting meadows, forests, trees, mountains. This awareness expanding, connecting with the oceans, the rivers, the lakes. connecting with the sky. Take up the whole universe if you need. As the body breathes, the body rests all on its own. And if there's enough space, as a feeling arises, a thought that's attached to some emotion, maybe you can be curious as you let go of the story of why. Curiosity around what is being experienced right now. Is there a tightening, a swirling? Can you watch it rise and pass and move? It's like waves crashing in the ocean, currents, feet on the ground, breath coming in, going out. Thoughts flying by like birds in the sky. And you get choice to be curious or just name and come back. Know that it's there and come back. Peaceful image or the breath, sensation, a sound. This moment, right here, right now. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. No better you that you need to be or become. within this spaciousness, maybe you can reflect. Reflect on what brings you here. What purpose might this practice serve? And reflecting on what you can devote yourself to cultivate whatever is here waiting for you. And that's the quantity of moments that you get pulled one way or the other. It's the quality of the return. How are you meeting yourself right now? There's judgment, acknowledge the judgment. And as you come back, can you greet yourself like a dear old friend that's just kind of wandered off the path for a little bit? And you're just welcoming them back home. Hello, dear one. Glad you're here. I invite you now just to let go. Let go of the guidance. Let go of any trying or doing. Let the mind rest if it wants to rest. Let the mind wander if it wants to wander. Let the body rest if it wants to rest. Or let the body move if it wants to move. And just lean into whatever feels good right now. Trust that intuitive knowing of what would feel supportive right now. We share the merit of our practice, the goodness that's cultivated. So just taking a moment here to bring your awareness inward once again and just reflect on your practice tonight. Just coming through the door, connecting, sitting, being with. And any goodness that's been cultivated from your practice, let it sit in, let it sink in. Let it sink into the marrow of your being, who you are. It's well deserved. You're doing the work. But then also let this goodness ripple out. May it not only benefit us, may this goodness be for the benefit of all beings. May all beings be at ease. May all beings be at peace. May all beings know true liberation, inward and outward. As I ring the bell, the next few moments, take this as an invitation, transition, not an ending, just a moment of transition from inner awareness to outer awareness. And take your time. There's no rush. Appreciate you. Do a real one. Thank you. Nama, get the fuck out. Just kidding. Take your time.